Why is Eagles Nation so scared of the New York Giants? I'm not really sure. I don't really buy the fear of the Giants. I don't. The Giants stink, but Eagles Nation is scared. So we're going to talk about that today. We're also going to talk about a little poll I ran. Which Philadelphia team is most likely to win a championship first? The reason why I asked that is because the Sixers watching a preseason game last night, they're reeling me back in. I got my Sixers blue on today after a preseason game. Trending in the AM, we're live, taking all your thoughts and opinions in 60 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome all to Trending in the AM right here on STT Sports Network, setting the trends for what Sports Talk Network should be. I am your host, Phil Stiefel. You can find me on all social media platforms at Beard and Knowledge. Guys, and we got lots to talk about today. We're talking about the Eagles versus the Giants coming up in a few short days on Sunday. We're talking about why is Eagles Nation so scared of the New York Giants, because I'm not sure why that is. We're also going to be talking about a poll I'm running on Twitter right now about which Philadelphia sports team is next to win a championship, because watching last night's Sixers preseason game, they've reeled me back in. Guys, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Twitter. If you're watching on Twitter, I already see Joe commenting on. We'll get to that in a second. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you find the STT Sports Network YouTube page. That is the main place we want people watching. It's linked in the description of the show. Up to 184 subscribers. We are 16 away from 200 in just 3 weeks, and I greatly appreciate each and every one of you joining in. So let's dive into why are we scared? Why are we scared of the Giants? Mitchy Poo, Mitch Koff. Someone's poll is yeah. Never change. Yes, happy Flyers Day. You're reeled back in on the Flyers too. Thank goodness, Anthony. Tonight, I didn't fact check this. I saw somebody tweet this. Tonight will be the last 10 p.m. start time for the Flyers till 2025, till January of 2025. Thank God I'll be able to stay up and watch an entire Flyers game after tonight. I think the next game is Saturday after today. I'll watch the first period tonight, but that is it, because that's way past my bedtime. Joe, what is up, my man? I appreciate you tuning in on Twitter. Scared of the Giants. It's a win-win. Eagles lose. Sirianni has to be out. Eagles win. Yay for them. I was doing for my Eagles Checkdown, which is another show I do. I was reading up on the Giants. I was tracking some of their numbers, trying to do a slightly deeper dive into the New York Giants. And I don't know why people are so scared of them. They're not that good of a football team. Yeah, they have a lot of sacks, and they've got two solid players on defense, but they still got Daniel Jones, and they can't score. Like, their starting star left tackle's out for the season. Neighbors is still banged up with the concussion. Singletary's got a hamstring injury. I don't know why Eagles fans are so scared. There's no reason for them to be scared. I'm around tons of Phillies fans daily where I work, and I haven't heard anybody sound scared. Well, I'm on Twitter, Rick, like way too much I'm on Twitter. But on Twitter, the narrative is the Eagles could lose this game on Sunday. And in any given Sunday, anybody can lose. I get that. But there's a lot of Eagles Nation on Twitter that does not think the Eagles can win this game. And I just don't see it. I don't know if I could predict a blowout like I did last week and then just disappoint myself. I don't know if I can go that far, Rick. But there's a huge crowd on Twitter that don't think the Eagles can win on Sunday. Big Al, what's up? They are not scared of the Giants. They are scared of being exposed. Now, this is what I hope a lot of people feel. If you're scared of the Giants game, you're scared of it because the Eagles aren't as good as we thought. Not that the Giants are good. But I hear a lot of people, Big Al, saying, well, the Giants have Dexter Lawrence and they have 26 sacks on the season and Daniel Jones is averaging 223 yards a game. Even the coaches are like, well, it's a tough assignment for us. I hope it's just that we're scared of our own inconsistencies and not something else. Prayers up to Jared McCain. Yeah, dude, that was, if you haven't seen, guys, the fall that Jared McCain took in the Sixers preseason game last night, damn, that was scary. And you could just see after he hit the ground, I think he had the wind knocked out of him. Hopefully that was it. Looked like maybe there were some cracked ribs there. Maybe I don't know. He went to the hospital after the game there to get checked out. That was a scary fall. And then he wasn't convulsing on the court, but like he was like leaning forward trying to breathe. Man, that was a scary fall. I think I had switched the channel during that part, but I did see it right away on social media, and damn, that was basketball players, man. They go up for those rebounds, man, and they are at the whim of everybody else. Like that is always, there's no give on the basketball court. I'm worried about the Giants defense. They get a ton of pressure from the D-line. Going to be a tough matchup without Jordan Mailata. Yeah, I mean, so Fred Johnson got the first team reps yesterday, as I expected, because, Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni both mentioned him first in press conferences before any other options. But yeah, they have 26 sacks in the season, but 7 of those are by Dexter Lawrence. Shut down Dexter Lawrence. And you got to get Brian Burns. They're big. They traded how much to get Brian Burns? He's got 3 sacks on the season. They lose the turnover battle throughout the season. Their defense is okay, Anthony. They have one great defensive player in Dexter Lawrence. Shut Dexter Lawrence down. Have a game plan to stop Dexter Lawrence, and then I'm not as scared. Then I'm not as concerned. That's it. If you're worried about the Giants game because of Dexter Lawrence, then the Eagles have a problem if they can't stop one player. See, Rick, this is what I thought last week going into the Browns game. Browns stink, so we're just going to smoke them. We didn't. It was a close game. So I don't know if I can say we'll win by double digits. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I predict a close game so that the opposite happens and we win big. Maybe a little reverse psychology in the prediction there. But the Eagles have also not given us anything to prove it. I mean, the Giants, I'm saying the defense isn't great, but they have only given up 20.2 points per game. Thing is, they're only scoring 16 points a game. Their secondary might be good or maybe not, because the secondary is giving up less than 200 passing yards a game. But we've learned from 2022 that sometimes the secondary relies on great pressure at the quarterback, and that's why. So maybe the sacks are why the passing yards per game are very low that the defense gives up. They do give up a lot of running yards, almost 120 running yards per game. So he should be able to feed the ball with Saquon Barkley in his return to MetLife Stadium. Eagles rush for close to 200 yards. I mean, that would be a key to victory, Rick. Do you actually think the Eagles would be smart enough to focus on the running game? You've got a new left tackle starting. It's easier to run block than it is to pass block. I'm just asking. I don't know. I would love to see 200 rushing yards. I'm sure Saquon would love to run all over MetLife Stadium. But Burns and Tibbs off both edges as well. Burns has got 3 sacks. I forgot to write down Tibbs. Let's see how many sacks Tibbs has on the season here. He's got 2 sacks. So your 2 guys off the edge that you're talking about, Joe, have a combined 5 sacks on the season. Burns has 10 pressures, and he will be going up against Fred Johnson, who gave up 11 pressures against Tampa. Yeah, I mean, I'm concerned about Fred Johnson. The Eagles seem not to be concerned about Fred Johnson, considering the fact that, they just jumped right at giving Fred Johnson the spot right from the get-go. They said it in the pressers and just went right at it's Fred Johnson. You saw the videos from practice yesterday. Fred Johnson was the guy. What is up, AOL? How you doing, my man? Good morning to you. Because Burns, Tibbs, and Dex get a lot of pressure to help their less than stellar secondary. That's why the passing yards are down per game, for sure. But you can run on this team. So the easiest way to get a new left tackle who has had trouble at times into a groove, the easiest way to do that is to run the football. It's a lot easier to push forward than to fall back into pass protection. But again, this team that we're so scared of, remember, they are 2-4. All right? They have one good game this season. That was beating Seattle in Seattle. Every other game, win and loss. They beat the Browns, who we just learned suck last week. They've lost to Minnesota, lost to Washington, lost to Dallas. I mean, Cincinnati is a dreadful football team. They lost to Cincinnati. I mean, it's not like they're 4-2. They're 2-4. They're scoring 16 points a game. They still have Daniel Jones as their quarterback. Tibbs has been getting more pressures. Okay. What is up, K1 in the house this morning? Deebs got it wrong. What? What did Deebs get wrong? I'm not sure. Kellen Moore, who dominated the Giants when he was with Dallas, will bring the same game plan this Sunday and dominate the Giants again. Run on Sunday for the Eagles. Well, I hope so. I'm still in that stage of confusion of, is Kellen Moore designing the offense? Is Kellen Moore doing his thing or not? Still learning that, Rick. Still trying to figure out what Kellen Moore's role in the offensive game plan is. Trinidad, good morning to you. Y'all scared of us because we are a good team with a shit quarterback. Well, I can agree with the second half. Yes, shit quarterback. Are the rumors true? Are they really trying to get Matthew Stafford? Because that would suck. But I still don't buy it. Like, maybe you're an okay team, but you're not a good team. Now, I think the scared part, and some people have already said it, is because we fear our own inadequacies. We don't think we're good enough. Is why we're deflecting it onto the Giants. That might be part of the problem. Jim Rome hits Phillies hard. What? Jim Rome. In my eyes, Fred Johnson is 1-for-1, and he handled Garrett pretty well, pretty damn well, I thought. Love the show. Appreciate it, Joe. Make sure you find the YouTube page. It's linked in the description of the Facebook page. Facebook page won't be streaming on for much longer, so I'm using it for a time being while I build the YouTube page up. But the YouTube show will be on the YouTube page, will be the main place to watch going forward, and I appreciate the support always, my man, from everybody. And the two people that clicked no, they haven't subscribed on the poll that's running on YouTube right now. RD should not give up more than 13 points. No Malik Neighbors. They have not ruled out Malik Neighbors as of about 4 o'clock yesterday, Joe. I did go on the Giants practice report. He did practice in a non-contact form yesterday, which is kind of like where Devontae Smith was Wednesday last week, practicing but not contact. So there is a chance that Malik Neighbors does clear concussion protocol and play on Sunday. I'm just going to say that. What is up, Stevie Fuentes? Eagles need to find a way to get Kevin Stefanski as head coach and bring in Vrabel as the DC. Why Kevin Stefanski? I'll ask you why. Because, I mean, Kevin Stefanski ain't doing much with Cleveland. He is saddled with Deshaun Watson, but come on now. I don't know if Kevin Stefanski's the answer or not. This is on injured reserve. What is on injured reserve? Who's on injured reserve? You're lucky this game ain't prime time and y'all won't get to see Daniel Bones Jones. Daniel Bones Jones. I saw you watching the other show on my channel. Shout out to my boys Chet and Bill Furman. Philly Press Box Radio, the newest addition to the STT Sports Network, bringing their great show and bringing their great interviews to my channel Wednesday nights at 7. Last night they had Jack Fritz on. talking Phillies. Next week, they got Keith Pompey, Sixers beat reporter, on their show. Wednesday night, 7, right here on this YouTube channel, guys. You're not going to want to miss it. Neighbors, he is not on injured reserves. Oh, Thibodeau's on injured reserves. Okay, gotcha. Giants suck. Nobody fears them clowns. There again, it might be more that we just don't trust ourselves, Rick. But on Twitter, people are worried about them for sure. Good team. That is a tough sell. Maybe the best of the worst. The Giants, maybe. Yeah, I think maybe they're a good bad team, if that makes sense. I've realized I'd rather have Daniel Jones. We've seen the mistake the Jets made with putting it all on an old quarterback in Rodgers. Oh, you're talking about the Matthew Stafford situation. Well, Aaron Rodgers is a different situation, Trinidad, because Aaron Rodgers is just a dope, dummy, idiot. I don't ever. Well, I do. I root for the Cowboys to collapse all the time. But outside of that, I don't want to see the Jets be awful. But because they invested so much in bringing in Aaron Rodgers, I want it to collapse and fail so bad. I just can't stand Aaron Rodgers. He is just literally the worst. We are scared because we didn't show well against the Browns, which is a substantially worse team. So the Browns are worse than the Giants. We didn't smoke. And look, the Giants only won. We won 20-16. The Giants won 21-15 against the Browns. So maybe we're just on par with the Giants. And that's the problem. By the way, I'm not a Giants fan. Shit on it. I love it. I love it. I'm not having shit on them. I'm just trying to be honest. It's been a long time since we've seen a dominant performance. It's been basically since early last season since we've dominated a football game, Peanut. This team to finally become what we know they are capable of. But are they capable of it? That's why I'm scared. Are they capable of it? What's the deal with the T-shirt? It's a Sixers T-shirt. It's the little Sixers snake that's on their court and stuff like that. It's got a Sixers logo on the side of it as well. It was like a Sixers giveaway at a game a few years back. I didn't go to the game, but someone got it for me from the game. So yeah, it's a Sixers T-shirt because I am being reeled back in by the Sixers last night. Watching the Sixers game last night, it's got me thinking that this team actually might be pretty good. Even games when Joel Embiid and Paul George don't play. This team is deep. They got some ballers on this team. They got options on who to start and who to pull off the bench. Andre Drummond is the backup center or starting center when Joel is not out there. My God, it's so refreshing in a preseason game. Andre Drummond only played like 10 minutes last night. I actually have the box scores up. 13 minutes last night. And he grabbed 9 rebounds. It's so refreshing to see. So I had to wear some Sixers today because I'm feeling the Sixers this morning. Why all my wide receivers always hurt? Well, you got Amari Cooper now, so we'll see. If Malik does play, Q can clamp him up. Absolutely. I'm really that is like rookie top tier first round rookie versus first round rookie. Malik Neighbors versus Quinion Mitchell. That is going to be such an exciting matchup to watch. It's just a shame that Daniel Jones is throwing the ball. Malik Neighbors is having a really good rookie campaign before he got hurt a few weeks ago. But can you imagine what he'd be having rookie campaign with a real quarterback out there, a not Daniel Jones? It's crazy. Brian Burns is mid. He's playing mid, but I don't know if he is mid. Sirianni is much better head coach than Stefanski. Yeah, I don't know if either of them are good head coaches or not. Everybody thought last week against Cleveland was the Eagles' get-right game, but this will be the Eagles' get-right game. See, the thing is, I think last week was a better chance at it, Rick. The Eagles have struggled on MetLife Stadium over the last couple of years. I think they're 1-3 in New York the last 4 years, something like that. Rick. So I don't know. You got the Saquon Barkley returning home story. You also got the Mekhi Becton returning home story because he played for the Jets. And Mekhi Becton said, "I don't want to go back and play there. That's a shitty stadium." That is his quote. So I don't know if this week is a get right because it's a division game. Division games are always tough, hard-fought battles. So, nice. Wasn't sure if he was or wasn't, so that's why I made all good. Phil ready for the stop. Don't tread on Phil. Yeah, that's what this shirt means. Make Eagles great. Stop. 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 Or random phallic symbol. Yeah. No. Look what he did with Baker and how he turned the Browns into a playoff team. He's dealt with Nick Chubb injuries and made running backs Ford Hunt and Pierre Strong work. He's also a Philly guy. He is a Philly guy. And he is saddled with, I'm sure it wasn't his decision to give trade everything for Deshaun Watson and then give Deshaun Watson that contract. I'm sure that wasn't his say, so to speak. So, yeah, maybe there's a part of that too. Aaron Rodgers is his own worst enemy. Absolutely agree, especially now he's a shroom-eating wannabe political figure, yeah. Dude, like, I enjoy, not all the time, but I enjoy the Pat McAfee show. Like, I think he's very entertaining, but the weekly presence of Aaron Rodgers, as soon as it's grab the remote, boom, change the channel whenever Aaron Rodgers is on it. It's a no doubt about it thing there, Joe. Can't stand the guy Aaron Rodgers. Didn't Giants give – yeah. I said that. Did you miss me saying that? I said they do have one really good win going to not just beating Seattle, but going to Seattle and beating Seattle. That's not an easy place to win. Rodgers not that bad. Rodgers sucks ass. Ever seen Air McNair on Netflix? I didn't even know they did a documentary on Air McNair. That was a sad story. Giants are a garbage organization. The Eagles have dominated them for a decade and will continue to dominate them. Thought I read that we've struggled the last couple of years at MetLife Stadium, but okay. Sixers are fun to watch. It was for a preseason game. It was fun to watch last night, Mitch, without a doubt. I enjoyed watching preseason basketball last night. Enjoyed watching the young kids late in the game. I enjoyed watching the regular rotation guys early in the game. Like, I'm just sitting there watching the Sixers game last night. I'm thinking, Reggie Jackson. And it's almost like Al Nabi is like on the same wavelength because I'm thinking in my head, and then he spits it out. Reggie Jackson's our third or fourth point guard off the bench. Just think about that. I mean, he's older. He's not who he used to be. But he's your fourth point guard if Jarrett McCain's okay. Just think about that for a second. That's how much fun that's how deep this team is. This team is deep. You could bench Joel Embiid for 20 games a year, 25 games a year. You could sit Paul George for 20 games a year. Now you have to worry about their continuity and working together come playoff time. But there is so much talent on this team. Hell, you can even protect Tyrese Maxey to an extent this year. It's so much great depth, Rick. So much great depth. I'm cautiously optimistic about the 10-9-8 76ers. Chet, my man. Great job last night. Great show last night, as always. Yeah, see, the thing is, like, I told myself, Chet, I was going to put zero expectations on this Sixers team. And I was going to be able to have fun by putting no expectations on the team. Thing is, now they're reeling me. Once I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, the Aaron McNair one. Yeah, Steve McNair's girl. Daniel Jones has arguably been better this year than last year. I was surprised he's averaging 223 yards a game. He's got 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's only been sacked 4 times. The loss of your starting left tackle in Andrew Thomas is obviously a big deal than that. A big deal there, though. So, yeah. I love the way Cooper was used against Cleveland, and he played at an A-, B+ level. He missed 1 or 2 tackles. He took a bad angle here or there, but he played great. The fact that Cooper DeJean, I think he was used as a slot blitz 3 times. Vic Fangio says, oh, no. We've been doing that all along now. You weren't blitzing Avonte Maddox, okay? And he got pressure on the quarterback twice out of those 3 blitzes, which is a pretty solid performance right there, for sure. Our turf could injure you, and the Giants will want to show that trading Saquon wasn't a huge loss. Look, the turf is what it is. It's terrible. I mean, I got my vet turf somewhere back here over my shoulder over here. So I remember what that turf was like. Yeah, but the turf isn't good. And Mekhi Becton flat out said, I don't want to play on that turf. That shitty-ass stadium. His quote, not mine. Eagles are getting acclimated, getting A.J. Brown back last week. Now he's adjusted back to the offense. It could be part of it, for sure. For sure. Stefanski won Coach of the Year twice. Did he? How did I miss that? I don't even remember that, Rick. Yeah, glad the trolls aren't seeing that because the trolls be calling me, you don't know ball, since I don't even remember that. The Eagles, next 3 are the Giants, Bengals, Jaguars. The Eagles should go 3-0 but nothing less than 2-1. Yeah. I think they should go 3-0. Look, the Bengals stink in my opinion. I know Joe Burrow is a good quarterback, but they stink as a team. The Jaguars stink as a team, and the Giants stink. They should go 3-0. If they are trying to change the narrative, we're scared of the Giants more because of our own insecurities about our team. If the Philadelphia Eagles want to change that and us not to be insecure about our team, well, they better go out and go 3-0 in the next 3 weeks. If I were a head coach, I would not want to head a team that Rodgers is one because you upset him. Yeah, exactly. I mean, did you see the TMZ video? TMZ was caught like Robert Saleh coming out of a food store or something like that. And he's like living the dream. Yeah, he's living the dream because he's getting paid like, millions of dollars to not coach a football team. His life is probably a hell of a lot more stressless than it was a few days ago. But he totally got canned. Totally got canned because of Aaron Rodgers, even though the owner and Aaron Rodgers said it had nothing to do with him. Obviously. Eagles have won 16 of 19 against the Giants. Okay. All right. So those 3 losses were probably all in MetLife Stadium, maybe. He was better this year than last, but it really something to talk about when you go from god-awful to just awful. Yeah, exactly. Tell Freddie Burns I said what's up. I got you, Joe. I filled in on 3 episodes of Edge of Philly Sports with him and the boss last year. Gotcha. Hit me up on Facebook, my man. Find my Facebook page. Hit me up. Maybe if we'll see if we can get you in on here someday, but we'll see. You know who I blame? Stop. Why did you do that? Plus, his size and speed is a huge upgrade over Maddox. Absolutely. It's energy. It's the youth movement of the Eagles defense. For sure. The youth movement of the Eagles defense is a big deal. Let's think about it. The Eagles defense is young. Yeah, you got Brandon Graham and Darius Slay. But outside of that, everybody else is young on this team. Quinion Mitchell, Isaiah Rodgers, Cooper DeJean, Reed Blankenship is still fairly young. Sidney Brown coming back soon. Jacoby Dean. Josh Sweat's like 28. He's like the 3rd oldest guy on the defense right now. You blame the media for Rodgers being a nutcase. Let's not instigate the media and the politics stuff from AOL. Why are we talking Sixers when Mitch Kaufmania? Well, so K1, we're not just talking Sixers. For Mitchie Poo, I've got a poll running on Twitter. Okay, who will be the next team to win a championship in Philadelphia? The Eagles, Phillies, Sixers, and Flyers. And there's about 150 votes, and almost 20% of the votes say the Flyers. They're last place in the poll, but 20% of the fans are saying that the Flyers. That's a 30 out of 150. The Flyers will be the next team to win a championship in Philadelphia. The Eagles are leading the poll. Sixers and Phillies are neck and neck, and then the Flyers come. But I'm shocked at how closely grouped all these teams are in this poll. And Mitch Kaufmania will kick into high gear starting Saturday when we're back to regular start times. Tonight will be the last 10 p.m. or later start time till January of 2025. So we'll be able to watch entire games. Well, I will be starting on Saturday. So I'll be a little bit more hyped when I can watch an entire game. Yeah, Mitch Koff, of course. Yeah, of course I don't know ball. I love people that see an opinion, don't like the opinion, and just say their answer isn't to debate, it's you don't know ball. Because then we would be boosting, Mitch Koff's ego. Yeah, exactly. We don't want to boost Mitch Koff's ego anymore. We love our Mitchie Poo. We do. But now he wants to be called Mitch Koff and, trying to change like a teenage girl going from 9th to 10th grade. Oh, my God. Yeah. The reason why people hate playing in East Rutherford Giant Stadium is because the turf is, absolutely. No offense. And Trinidad, this is not a bashing thing, but the NFL cares so much, supposedly, about player safety. The fact that they let that stadium still have that turf and don't force the hand of whoever, I don't even know who owns the stadium, to change that to artificial grass or natural grass or a better artificial surface, because there are some better surfaces out there. The fact that just proves that they don't care truly about player safety. If they did, they wouldn't have that out there anymore. Mitch Koff is the real deal. Absolutely 1,000% the real deal. Matvey Mitch Koff, not Mitchie Poo Mitch Koff. The real deal, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm so excited. Maybe tomorrow maybe I'll try to find my Flyers jersey for tomorrow and wear that on the air. Next thing you know, Mitch Kofsky will be wearing Phil's letter jacket. I don't have a letter jacket. Okay. I blame. Stop. I got to really pre-screen comments before I put them up on the screen. Yes, MetLife has messed up more careers than hookers, blow, or insider trading. Comment of the day. Leading candidate. 30 minutes in for comment of the day. Big Meech got released. Who? What? Who? I don't even. Yeah, I don't even know who that is. Unless Big Meech is something I don't know. Be sure to root for the Yankees today. The Dodgers whooped up on the Mets last night. They took a 2-1 lead in that. I think the Yankees will lose game 3 or game 4. I got Yankees in 5. So I don't know if they'll lose game 3 or 4, but they will lose one. I haven't looked at the pitching matchups for tonight's game. But the owner is a far right conservative who would never do anything. Let's not talk about media agendas and whatnot. It's 11:30 at night, and I'm yelling at the screen. Phil down here in the chat. Hi. Dude, how many times do I got to tell you? The 11 o'clock show is not a live show. It's content for the new channel. And last night, I gained 4 new subscribers thanks to all the additional content. We're up to 184 before the show. Probably haven't gained any because 2 people voted on the poll on the top of the Twitter page. No, they have not subscribed. So, goes to show. You will never get a response from me on the night show. It's just content. It's more of a tease of what this morning's show is going to be about Eagles related wise. So you got to get that through your thick skull. Get it through your skull. Phil losing control of his own show. I don't lose control. I don't. I let you guys think you have some control when in reality you have no control. I could just click end stream and you got to go back to business. Go back to work. If I hit end stream early, it means you got to work. Or you can go listen to all my competition. I mean, that's your other option right there. If the Yankees win today with Clark on the mound, the Guardians ain't winning anything. Yeah, I don't know enough to know the details of that. I just know it's hard to sweep a 7-game series. I'll be sending a shout out to you on your show, Phil, tonight. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words. I really, truly do. I do appreciate your show as well. One of these days, I got to come on and crack some beers with you guys and talk beer and birds. Because I love night shows when I have beer or whiskey instead of coffee. I'm drinking some Workhouse, very underrated brewery in King of Prussia, Workhouse. I'm drinking a 12-pack of that. Their variety IPA pack right now, and it's so good. The night show is not live. I've been saying that for like 2 weeks now, LOL. 2 weeks I've been saying it. Your opinions do matter. I just don't have to agree with them. That's the thing that you guys don't understand. The show title, Trending the AM, where your opinions actually matter, doesn't mean your opinions are right. It just means they matter. There's a difference there, okay? We're devolving this show really quickly today. Are they abysmal against okay. So again, I don't know details about the Guardians or the Yankees. I'm a Phillies fan. Phil, you know who Jim Rome is? He was a guy who used to be on ESPN. He's got I don't know where he is now. Rome is Burning was one of his shows. He's a step below Skip Bayless, Payless in the fame category. I have a Yankees World. No, I do not. I definitely do not have a World Series ticket in my pocket. Yeah, your opinions do stink sometimes. On a side note, Eagles wise, I'm surprised no one has commented to try to get me to say his name. Practice window opened. The legend of Aqua Bowman K1 lives on because his practice window's open and he might actually dress on Sunday to fill in for Dallas Goedert. Look at who might be returning to the Eagles conversation. One Aqua Bowman. The Core 12 means more now than ever. We are witnessing the birth of a movement. My hair is already going gray, my man. My hair is as gray as it can be right now. And I'm not going to say yes or no, but you guys might have something to do with my graying hair, for sure. Yeah. Jim Rome got Jim Everett. I did not know that. Someone sent me a link to that one. I'd love to see that. That's kind of funny. Jim Everett, old Rams quarterback, right? Phil, I want to get excited about the Broncos versus Saints. Is that Sunday night's football game? 'Cause I totally forgot to look. Broncos versus Saints tonight. Who do I got? I haven't even looked at the line for this one. It's in New Orleans. The Broncos are 3-point favorites over the Saints in New Orleans on Thursday Night Football. That's a Saints. Saints +3. That's my pick there. That's a boring enough game, though, that I will not tune into it. I just won't. I'm just going to tell you now, I will not watch Broncos versus Saints tonight. That back to Thursday Night Football sucking. So just going to say. Look at that. Look at that nice comment. Well, find me a job in New York and I'll change my tune. Find me a full-paying job in New York and I'll move right to New York and do this in New York. That's okay, Phil. You can jump ship. We accept you on the winning side. Some people don't think I'm a stand-up guy, but and some people think I don't know any ball, but whatever. Rack 'em. Rack what? Goddard always hurt. Absolutely. I talked about it on the Eagles check down last night. He has now in the last 5 years combined, Dallas Goedert, missed a combined 17 games. That's a full NFL season he has missed over the last 5 years. But yet the Eagles still fail to invest in tight end 2. It might be time for the Eagles to invest in tight end 1 and make Dallas Goedert tight end 2 because the guy just does not stay healthy. We're back to Grant Calcaterra and Albert O, just like last year when he missed 3 games. It's not good when your tight end over a 5-year stretch has missed an entire NFL season. It's not good. You cannot win football games if your supposedly elite tight end is not doing it. Is Rattler playing for the Saints tonight? No clue. He played last week. I haven't even seen it. Phil's hair is gray. I don't even know. Dude, my hair has got so much gray. That's why I keep it so short normally, but you could definitely see it in the beard. If anybody, beard people know, the underbeard, the neck beard underneath the beard, there's a lot of gray hair there. Dallas got hurt is a constant injury report MVP. Always. And people criticize me all the time talking about it in the offseason that we got to upgrade the position. But there's no reason to there's no reason not to think about upgrading the position in the offseason. I know everyone's hyped about the Penn State tight end, had a huge game last week, et cetera, et cetera. I get it. I'm not drafting a first-round tight end next year. I'm not. There's a lot of other issues. But you got to really address, not Jack Stahl, not CJ Uzma or whatever his name is, not Albert O. You got to go out there and get a legit guy that can catch passes and block. You do. Where's my clip? There's your clip. Where's my clip? Did you send it to me somewhere or something? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. There's my clip. Because I don't see whatever you're sending. We would love to have you on. You and those 2 guys from the last show can even. Yeah, I saw you commenting. Those boys, Chet and Bill, they sound like professionals because they were professionals. They're retired professionals. They've been in the business for a long time, on the radio, et cetera, et cetera. So I am so glad that Chet reached out to me to put his show because of the EOP situation on my YouTube channel. It's going to be great for business. We'll just say having those 2 guys on every Wednesday night with all the great interviews they do. They always have fantastic interviews. They have great back and forth between the 2 of them. They're great guys. So I'm honored to have their show on my channel on Wednesday nights at 7:00 again. Keith Pompey, Sixers beat reporter, will be on next week on their show. Anthony Wright, Rattler is good context. Philly made Jason Kelsey's hair gray. Yeah, we never talked about it. Did anybody see the Jason Kelsey video at the tailgate of the cameraman falling into the camper? That was pretty funny. I didn't even know Kelsey's hair was sick. What? Yeah. Yeah, the clip is up there. Up where? Like, you didn't send it to me. I don't see it anywhere. Did I miss you sharing a link or something? I don't see it. The beard of knowledge soon to look like the morning Moses. I'm thinking of changing the beard of knowledge just to start, like changing my Twitter handle to promote the network a little bit more. I won't lie, Peanut. It might become Stiefel STT or STT of knowledge. I don't know. I don't know. We're thinking of changing it. We're thinking it. Um, what does the Sixers segmented snake logo represent? I mean, the snake normally means "Don't tread on me." This is part of like the "We the People" flag, but I'm not sure the exact why they put the snake with the Sixers logo. Big Elbow, the fanatic. What? No. I'm sorry, your golf show. It didn't get canceled. It's in the off season right now. Maybe chat doesn't. So you put a link in the So maybe the link's not showing up. So I'm not. It's okay when I'm streaming. I'm not on YouTube. I got YouTube up on a side screen, but on here I have an app called StreamYard. So I don't. Maybe links don't show up in this chat. Sorry. Good morning, Eric, the gatekeeper in the house at the 40-minute mark tonight. Today. Hashtag Phil's haircut. Yeah, no. It isn't important. Yeah, I'm already over. Who was Jim Rome? Jim Everett? I don't even remember now. Just add STT. Well, you can't. There's so many limits, character limits on X. I think unless because I got the check mark on it, maybe I can add more. We'll see. Is Kelsey doing too much though? I'm in the Marty saying that I think he being extra. Yeah. Look, I think Jason Kelsey and Big Dom Peanut are being slightly overexposed. Like they're burning my. I'm burning out on Kelsey and Dom publicity. You're not the only one that thinks that. I think Big Dom. I think Jason Kelsey. There might be a few others, but I kind of feel like I'm burning out on them. That I don't need to see them anymore on my TV screen or in commercials or anything else. Like I just don't. I'm definitely burning out. They're being overexposed. You're not alone in feeling that way. You're not. Eric is here. Phil, golf show got canceled by the networks. It didn't. It'll be here back in January, as always. Talking golf. The snake is from the Revolutionary flags when we fought the British for our independence. Yeah. But why are the Sixers? 76ers are names after the sign of the Declaration of Independence. There's your link. Okay. 76, the year country was born. Gotcha. Phil will not get. No. Why would you want election talk? All right. Tomorrow, I'll put a poll up instead of have you subscribe because, that doesn't. Do you want me to add political talk to the show? Guess what? It's not happening. Okay. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. And his girlfriend too. Whose girlfriend? What? The union also used the "Don't Tread on Me" snake, also part of the whole Philadelphia Fountain City. Gotcha. So it's just that's just the reason. I didn't know if that was the reason or not. I thought maybe that would be, but if it is, it is. Didn't know if there was something else I missed because sometimes things go over my head. They better not besmirch that golf show, Fairway to Heaven, the original Fairway to Heaven, not the copycat live one. Yeah, no politics ever. Peanut, you will not get it. Travis, of course, politics are off the table. Nobody wants to hear politics talk on a sports show where we try to have fun every goddamn morning. Politics would just ruin it all. Ruin it all. Stop. Phil skips over the Travis Kelce context. Where was the Travis Kelce context? Oh. So the girlfriend you were talking about was overexposed on Taylor Swift. Okay. Gotcha. I didn't catch on to it. Yeah, she's overexposed too. Absolutely. But I'm just talking Philadelphia wise. Jason Kelsey and Big Dom are massively overexposed in the media. I'm just tired of it. I'm just bored of it. Really, I really truly am. I don't need to see them on my TV screen all the time. All right, let's talk. Let's get back to this poll question of the day. Maybe I'll even share the poll on the screen so you guys can see where we're at with this poll, so I can get updated numbers as well on this poll. Because we're up to 152 votes on this poll. Let me share this. The question is, which Philadelphia team will win a championship first or next? However you want to break it down, however you want to say it. Who wins a championship first? The Sixers, Eagles, Phillies, or Flyers? Okay. And the Eagles are winning this poll, 37.5%. Phillies 23, Sixers 20.5, and the Flyers are down to 19.1%. All right. The Eagles are the next team that could win a title because their season will end first. But I'm shocked that Eagles fans have them as negative as Eagles fans have been lately on their team. The fact that what's 37% of 152, that's got to be like 65, 70 votes, pick them. The Phillies still have, according to Dave Dombrowski, a championship roster. The Sixers are reeling me back in. And then the Flyers, Mitch Kaufmania. I'm glad they got at least. I thought there would be a part of this poll that this poll would have them down at like the 5 to 10%. But Mitch Kaufmania is for real. So I ask you, who wins next and why? The snake means join or die based on a cartoon strip 1754 Benji Franklin. Okay. AOL is obvious political operative. Yeah. Yeah, he's just a political bot. We just didn't know it all along. I could. There's no Eagles merch pack here. I know. It's pretty pathetic, isn't it? I say the Phillies Eagles needs to be blown up. I thought you were going to say Phillies Eagles will be the next two teams to win. You want the Phillies and Eagles to be blown up. God damn. Flyers, Mitch Kaufmania. But that would mean, because K1, if you really truly think the Flyers are the next team to win a championship, you know what that means, right? That means nobody's winning a championship for the next 3 or 4 years. Because the Flyers are still years away from contending for a title, contending for the cup. They still don't have a real goalie. Hurts Barkley 2024. That would be a good ticket. All Philly teams win a championship at some point in the next 5 years. That's not the question, Rick. You're changing the question. I ask the questions, you answer them. Not I ask the questions, you change them. Who wins it first? I can see if everything goes according to plan, this could happen, Rick. But who gets the job done first? All right. That is the question. Is Jarrett McCain okay? Dude, mister, I said it before. I hope he's okay. To me, it looked like maybe some rib issues because he looked like he was gasping. He was like leaning forward like he was gasping for breath. Hopefully it's just he just lost his breath, had the wind knocked out of him. Maybe it's some cracked ribs. But, dude, that was a painful fall. Somebody on the team said after the game that they said he was fine. But until the media, till Nick Nurse or Daryl Morey says something, I'm not going to really be sure. But they did it was bad enough they took him to the hospital. Don't let them reel you back in. Paul George already injured himself. It was just a bone bruise. He'll be fine in a week. And no more back-to-back games. That's fine. Keep him healthy for the playoffs. If your team can't just start. Look, the Sixers are reeling me back in. Because watching last night's game, you've got Andre Drummond. You've got, you got Oubre, Eric Gordon knocking down threes last night. This team is deep. They're 12 players deep at this point. Phillies will win the next chip, and Philly Eagles team needs to start a rebuilding with a quarterback. No. We're not going to devolve this show into a Jalen Hurts hate machine. We're not. Go Bird, vote Midnight Green, Lori's 2024. Flyers, just a goalie away. Yeah, so I've asked this question multiple times over the last 2 weeks. Is Urson good enough? And I think he's good enough for a barely make the playoffs team, but Urson's not good enough to make a deep run. And the Fedotov guy is definitely not. Now, Kozlov, I don't know if he's really that good or not. I've seen some people tweet some negative stuff about him anyway. So I don't know if he's the answer or not. He's with the Phantoms right now. Pat and Steve are going to be mad. No union on your. Well, you can only. This is not my fault. Okay, it's not my fault that Elon Musk can't put a fifth option on the polls. Okay, that they cut us off at 4. The closest was the Phillies. I thought Eagles are built to, but the head coaches, yeah, exactly. Have too many. Sixers have too many key players on the wrong side of 30 breaking down. Yeah, I think that's a fair, honest way to look at it. So it's the Phillies or the Flyers, maybe. I think Utah could win it, or my Rangers, because the Rangers have what you guys don't, the best goalie. See, that's the thing. Like the Flyers, Trinidad, you might not be a big Flyers fan. Since the 80s, the Flyers haven't had a set goalie. My entire life as a Flyers fan has been, when are they going to get a goalie? They've always had great players. Lindros, Leclerc. They've had, Recchi, Primo, that are Tocchet. They've always had players. The Carter Richards era. They've always had players, but they've never had a goalie. And I don't know why. They can't figure that part of it out. Sixers have the lowest probability. Do they? Are you sure about that, K1? Is that because of the Celtics and whatnot? Or is that because of the injury issue? Because I think if healthy, the Sixers team, the big if healthy, the Sixers team is a pretty damn good basketball team. Also, if the Yankees win it this year, that's the end of the drought. The last time we did that, we won multiple World Series. Yeah, it's true. Sam Ersson is a really good goalie. Is he, Anthony? Maybe this is part that I didn't watch a lot of hockey last year. Okay, part of that maybe. I haven't watched a lot of hockey the last 2 or 3 years. What I've seen so far, he's okay. He's good-ish. He's not good enough. He's not really good, which is what you need to be to win a Stanley Cup. Yeah, no devolving into Jalen Hurts slander today. All right, please. Imagine all the wildlife in Philadelphia before it was colonized. Delaware River was crystal clear. Yeah, that's a deep conversation right there. Sixers are going to be an absolute joy to watch, and I agree. But I think Morey invested in too many old guards. I wouldn't have brought back. I said it before, Eric. I wouldn't have brought back Kyle Lowry. I wouldn't have. I would have gone younger. What was the dude's name? There were a couple. I forget now who I wanted. But yeah, I also think there's a trade incoming, not soon, but by the deadline, to bring in another pretty big name player, in my opinion. Too many old players. Yeah, I mean, but their window isn't open for the next 5 years. But the window's open for this year. If they can stay healthy, if they're deep enough and can keep the rotation going well enough, is there a chance that this year, if they're healthy, come June, that they can make a deep run? And I say maybe. They're old, but they're experienced. And if they're healthy, Nick Nurse can run a 10-man rotation in the playoffs. He could put out different things based off opponents each round. Just saying. Hextall was the last goalie we would consider great and consistent. They had Hart, and he turned out to be, first and foremost, Hextall the first time was much better than Hextall the second time. And yeah, Carter Hart was, I think a lot of what the Flyers' problems is Carter Hart's extracurricular activities put a little wrench in the Flyers' plans for this year and last year, and et cetera, et cetera. It's going to take a while to rebound from that Carter Hart disaster. It's taking a while to rebound from the Bobrovsky disaster and all the other disasters. Yeah, I don't know if that means that they're not going to win a title, the Sixers. I think it means that their window is they have to win now, but that's it. Did you know that every team that Josh Harris owns is in first place? Sixers, Devils, Commanders. Wow. I think I did see somebody else tweet this, but I didn't fact check it, mister. Yeah, it's true. I didn't know the Devils were in first place. The Sixers is just preseason. I remind everyone that where City Hall is now was all farmland in the early 1700s. Yeah. Like, obviously. Having unprotected text may lead to STTs. I want to shout out again Chet and Bill Furman, because Chet did make a joke about the STT Sports Network, not to be confused with the STD Sports Network last night. Never put that together. And Chet, being the veteran radio voice that he is, nailed that last night. Not to play on words there. Allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. What is up? Brianna Torres, Phillies win 2025 World Series. I can't feel confident based off of the way Dave Dombrowski spoke. The fact that he feels like nothing is wrong with this team in his press conference. That's why I like the Phillies team on paper is fantastic going into 2025, but they need change. And the fact that Dave Dombrowski spoke this week and basically said status quo is okay. because we got a lot of great players. We got a lot of great coaches. It just didn't bounce our way. To me, that shows a lack of accountability, which to me, if I had to power rank these 4 teams, I'd put the Phillies in 4th. And I'm a big Phillies guy. I just don't buy it, Brianna. I think the Sixers will trade for Jimmy Butler or Brandon Ingram. I'm leaning more towards Jimmy. That's a big trade to make. Michael, I don't know how they'd even make that work. All the talk of trading Brandon Ingram, and I can't believe he still hasn't been traded. Flyers. I would say the Eagles have the best. Man, the Sixers, Eagles, Flyers, Phillies. Right now, today on October 17th, Sixers, Eagles, Flyers, Phillies would be my ranking of best chance to win a title. Yeah, I'm saying the Sixers. Damn straight I am. Who would you like to see them swing for? Name guys the Sixers could be trying. I don't know. I'm not thinking of trade deadline before the season starts, Eric. I would like to see a younger, more athletic backup point guard. I would like to see a better backup power forward. Like your Basal, or however you say his name. I know they like him because of the Olympics. I still say he only got an NBA contract because he slam dunked on LeBron James in the Olympics. I know he flashes good, but the last time he was in the NBA, he was pretty bad. So I think our depth behind Paul George is a little questionable. Yeah, you can run out Cody Martin or Kelly Oubre, small ball there, but I think we need another power forward. Who's available? I don't know. But I think we need depth at the 4. That is my opinion, the biggest issue with this team. I love it. I love the love. I do. I hope so. Look, we're just spamming with the comments. It's almost like a cherry bomb spam going on right there. Anyone who can do a single analysis can tell that the Phillies are in a cascading decline. They are out sooner and sooner in the playoffs. And that's what happened in 08, 09, 10, 11. Just kept going downhill. I have zero faith in the Phillies right now because of Dave Dombrowski's conversation. And we are just spamming those Phillies right there. I love it. Sam Harrison, career goals against 287, career 892. Just need to improve the D in front of him and get better backup goalie play so he can give Sam a rest from time to time. I think the thing is, I think Sam, a great goalie can survive with average defense. I think Sam Harrison needs great defense. That's the thing. Drives down company need to be perfect every game. Ingram, I like Jimmy is more mummy. Yeah, Jimmy. I think the Jimmy Butler love affair. I think the Jimmy Butler hype is kind of wearing off. I think he's getting a little worn down, a little old. He's still a great playoff guy, playoff buckets, but I just don't know if I can want Jimmy Butler anymore at this point in his career on the Sixers, especially at the price tag. Trading Caleb Martin, Lowry, Gordon, McCain. I could definitely see them trading McCain. I don't know if Lowry would even accept the trade at this point. This is his last year. Gordon, sure. Gordon looked good last night. I mean, he knocked down a couple threes. He could still do it. He still hustles on defense. He's older. Caleb Martin, I like him. I just think he's small for the role on the team, but he's got playoff experience. He was part of the Buckets era, winning in Miami. So we're still going on there, Brianna. I don't know who Brianna is, but it's just not stopping. And that helps the algorithm. So they should make a Netflix series about Philly in the 1700s. I heard Ben Franklin was a Mac Daddy. He was absolutely a Mac Daddy with the ladies. If you don't know that, that's crazy. I'm just starring all your comments because there's just way too many of the same coming through. Urson gave me Brigala vibes. Humongous big Brigala, vibes. Was that what he said? Humongous big. The universe. It's humongous big. That was a big waste of money, him. I believe Benny F was what Bostonians call a hornmaster. They call JFK that. Oh, man. Morey overpaid for some guys this offseason to match contracts. Yeah. I will say this. It's already better having Andre Drummond and Adem Bona than Paul Reed right now, just so you know. On a side basketball note, I just want to give a shout out to one basketball player who stepped on the court last night for the first time in 200 years, Lonzo Ball. Say what you will about Lonzo Ball, the player, when he's healthy, whether he's good or not. Was he a bust of a draft pick by the Lakers? Whatever, say that. But the fact that Lonzo Ball has been able to battle back from 3 knee surgeries and step back out on the court last night I love stories like that. Guys that just never give up on their dream, no matter how many injuries face them. The fact they just keep battling to get back out there. You got to give credit to Lonzo Ball for going out there. And he knocked down a 3 last night. Shot looked a little smoother even, actually. So good for him. Like, I don't care if the Bulls win or lose. They're not a good team, the Bulls, whatever. But the fact that Lonzo Ball was able to make a comeback last night just goes to show the determination of him. I like the Morey kid the Hawks sent to the Pelicans. I did too, because he would have given our backcourt. The problem with our backcourt right now is it's small. Maxi's small. McCain is small. Lowry is small. Reggie Jackson's a little bit bigger, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but it would have worked. I did like the idea. Just didn't work out for us. Was known for being a ladies' man and having the dead bodies in the basement. Yeah, he was probably. On a Revolutionary War, have you guys ever watched the TV show Turned? Jamie Bell stars in it, about the Revolutionary War era and the spies starting out in America during the Revolutionary War. Fantastic TV show. AMC TV show. He gave the most court in France. Yeah. Yeah, he brought something there. Fire Topper because he's too much of a chicken to tell Kosh where he can't bat leadoff. Look, I would have fired Rob Thompson too. But it's status quo. And this is why, out of the most likely to win the next championship, Phillies are last. Because Rob Thompson is still coming back. There's no accountability. There's no leadership. The players run it's a fraternity house running itself. Ben Franklin was another Boston guy who made his bones in Philly, just like Jeffrey Lurie. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's true, though. It's true. I love Revolutionary War history and that era history. I love movies like The Patriot and stuff like that. BBB shoes destroyed the poor kid's career. Oh, big baller, yeah. Would you say Lonzo has a better career than Ben Simmons? Wow, that's an interesting question. Ben Simmons sat out last night, obviously, because why would he play a preseason game against the Sixers? Whatever. But I give him credit, Lonzo Ball, for making the comeback. But I remember when those shoes came out and people were crushing them right away, that could have been a problem for those kids. And LaMelo at least never. I don't think he ever played in the BBB shoes. I don't even know if they still make the BBB shoes. You know what? His dad tried to make some bucks. Whatever. It was a loudmouth. Ball's dad. I forget what his name was. Mr. Ball, we'll call him. But yeah, I mean, is his career? No, I can't say Lonzo Ball's career would be better than Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, for as much as we hate him, has played in the playoffs, has done well-ish at times in his career. Lonzo Ball has more heart and determination than Ben Simmons ever had combined, though. So that's a big part of it right there as well. Yep. Tell people that all the time that you have Boston. Yeah. Boston people always got to come to Philly. Lonzo actually plays ball. Simmons can't even get on. Yeah, I mean, there's that, Ben Simmons might be more physically talented when he wants to be, but Ben Simmons don't try to play basketball. Ben Simmons could have been an all-time great. I was in the court of saying that Ben Simmons was going to be one of the great basketball players of all time. I did, and I'll admit. I admit how wrong I was on Ben Simmons. But Lonzo wants to play. Lonzo is trying to play. Lonzo is trying to get better still at this point. No one would have faulted Lonzo Ball if he just hung him up. After 3 surgeries over 2 years, after all the degenerative problems with his knees and ankles and legs, no one would have faulted him. He could have collected his paycheck and be done. Could have. But he has that heart and determination that he wants to play. He wants to change the narrative of his career. And you got to love that. You got to love that. Ben Simmons, on the other hand, Ben Simmons didn't have to work hard to be good at basketball. He had to work hard to get great at basketball. He didn't put that work in. Ben Simmons never won. I almost feel like Ben Simmons doesn't want to be a basketball player, never wanted to be a basketball player. He just happened to be good at basketball. There are athletes out there in sports that don't like the sport they play, They just happen to be talented at it. And I think that's what Ben Simmons' thing is. Ben Simmons wants to be a gamer. Ben Simmons wants to be a Kardashian. Ben Simmons wants to be, a star, but not an actual basketball player. He just happens to need basketball to make the money for the other things. I did, dude. K1. I've had some good takes in my career. I've had some bad takes, and I said this was before DSM even existed. I said this on a Scotty Talks basketball show way back 4 years ago, and he brought up. We had a show. He had a show. He had me on. And he said, "Who, if you can only pick one going forward?" Talking about 4 years ago, so we're talking about 2020, somewhere around there. You can only keep one going forward: Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. Who would you take? And I said Ben Simmons. And he actually agreed with me on it. Because I thought the ceiling was higher for Ben Simmons. I hadn't given up hope of that point forward, triple-double machine who was an elite defender. I just was so wrong on that. Too much pressure. I don't think it was too much pressure. I think he just didn't care enough to handle the pressure, maybe. Rumor has it Ben Franklin had so many kids in Philly he could be on Murray. Probably could be. He might be related to every single one of the core 12 right now. If Ben wanted to, he could have been the face of the NBA. He was 6'10", came in passing better than LeBron, and was fast as, yeah. And honestly, and if you remember back the highlights of Summer League, but Ben Simmons' rookie Summer League, he could shoot the ball too. We've all seen the workout videos he could shoot. He just doesn't want to in games. To me, the Ben Simmons is a mental block. Ben Simmons is a prime example why sports psychologists should be all athletes should be required to see a sports psychiatrist on the regular to unlock the mental blocks. Now, I know he said he had some mental issues, when he was holding out from the Sixers trying to get traded. Whatever, I don't know if that was real or not, but maybe a psychiatrist could have fixed some of Ben Simmons. How did we get talking about Ben Simmons so much? Like, why? Oh, it was the Lonzo Ball conversation brought Ben Simmons into it. I don't even know why. Trying to talk Eagles, trying to talk Philadelphia sports hierarchy right now, and somehow we got another vote no on the subscriber thing on YouTube right now. If you click no on the poll, have you subscribed to the YouTube channel? You better comment why you're not clicking subscribe, because that just drives me nuts. Learning how to put this poll up. I'm going to start once we get to a certain subscriber. We're going to do other polls, like real polls. Why would you click no? How hard is it to just click that subscribe button? Guys, you're watching Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network, setting the trends for what sports talk should be. We've been all over the place today. We have been. Well, you're not the only one, because now I've had 3 people vote no. So there's 2 other trolls out there. You can't vote 3 times on a poll. Have you noticed everyone from Australia is a little off? Simmons, Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is from Australia? Really? Man, I had no clue. No clue about that. We ain't scared of the Giants. And Noom's jumping in late today. We are scared of our own coaching staff. Nooms, I think that is the conclusion we have come to today through the first 70 minutes of this show, that we're not scared of the Giants. We're scared of the inconsistencies of the Philadelphia Eagles, the coaches of the Eagles. Our confidence level in our own team has kind of made us turn into being scared of the Giants, if that makes sense. I think we've come to an agreement of that. The Giants are not a good football team, but maybe the Eagles aren't either. And now we're talking, Nooms, about the poll, kind of ranking your confidence level, who will win a championship first in Philadelphia out of the 4 major sports teams. And the Eagles are winning this poll, but I almost think that they shouldn't be, because I really don't have confidence that the team can win a championship. Nooms, it was you. Did you vote no on the poll, Nooms? How dare you? Nooms voted no. K1 voted no. So, yeah, everybody, when you break my heart, don't break my heart. You don't want to see me with a broken heart. But really, Nooms is helping bring the show back full circle here on the Eagles versus the Giants. Obviously, I already predicted tonight's game. I got the Saints +3 over the Broncos at home on Thursday Night Football. We got Flyers tonight at 10 o'clock. I'll watch the first period of that game for sure. But I did all the notes on this Giants team, and I'm just not scared of them. I'm not. My man Jim, hope you're having a good day. I would love to say I agree with you, Eagles blowing out the Giants this weekend. But we said it last week over the Browns, and it didn't happen. So the confidence meter on a blowout isn't very high. It just isn't. Not sure I could be confident like you. The mistake we made was assuming Ben Simmons had the mental makeup to be an American. He has a different type of something. He is, for sure. Was at Sixers last night, center court. Maxey is a better passer, but still has to work to do. Give me those details. Because Nooms, I'm watching last night's Sixers game from my couch last night, and I'm kind of excited at the depth of this team. Last night, a game without Paul George, without Joel Embiid. And I'm looking at this team, I'm like, they can win games without either of those guys. I know it was preseason. I know it was the Nets last night. The Nets are in a rebuild mode to an extent. I get that. I get all of that. Nets didn't have Ben Simmons last night. I get that. But my question is, do they look in person as deep as they looked on TV? When you got 10, 12 guys that you could put out there at any point and be successful. And you got guys, rookies and young players that are on two-way deals that when somebody gets injured, you can call up occasionally. The Sixers team is deep. To me, the next team in Philadelphia to win a title could be the 76ers this year. Now, I'm not putting that expectation on them, but my gut feeling is that maybe they can. Maybe they can. Remember, a Nick Sirianni blowout is a 3-point win. That's true. That is true. That is a very true statement right there. 76ers win at least 50 again this season. The ultimate barometer will be, can they get, yeah, Rick, and that's the thing. Like, I don't care if they win 52, 48, 50 games. As long as they get that 3, 4, 5, 6 seed, don't play in the play-in series. And as long as Joel Embiid and Paul George are 100% come the playoff time, Sixers can get past the second round with this squad. The question will be, will the continuity of the team be there if Joel Embiid and Paul George both play 60 games? Will they have enough game experience together for the playoffs? That will be the question. Will they play as a full roster enough times together to be healthy, but also, gelling together at the same time? Dude, I'm so excited. I still, to this day, believe that if the Sixers would have gotten Andre Drummond at the trade deadline last year, we wouldn't have had to play in the play-in series. We wouldn't have gotten knocked out in the first round by the Knicks because we wouldn't have played them to begin with. The whole season last year could have been different. You could have rested Joel Embiid a little bit more down the stretch. You could have given Joel Embiid 30 minutes instead of 38 minutes a game in the playoffs. Hell, he was playing like 40 minutes some games in the playoffs. I think Andre Drummond is the perfect backup for Joel Embiid. He played 13 minutes last night and had 9 rebounds. That's all we need. I'm so excited to have Andre Drummond finally here again. Should have never let him go in the first place. You need an elite backup center. Not an elite center, an elite backup center when you have Joel Embiid on your team. If you want to be able to properly rest him, properly get him ready for the playoffs. So that's all that matters to Joel Embiid and the Sixers team and Sixers fans is the playoffs. The regular season, I'm not going to be here, overreacting every loss, overreacting to every win. We'll talk about wins and losses. We won't over the top react to every single game. We're just going to kind of go with the flow with the Sixers all year. It's going to be health in the playoffs that matters the most, without a shadow of a doubt. But you got Caleb Martin. I think I said Cody Martin earlier. KJ Martin looking good last night. Eric Gordon still can play. Yubacel, still not sold on him, but, I know a lot of fans are. You got Justin Edwards on a 2-way contract. Reggie Jackson. You still got to see what Ricky Council's next step forward will be. Obviously, McCain, will he have a role or not? Dalton Jr. on a 2-way contract. We're not forgetting about Adem Bona as well and what he could bring in the backup center roles behind Andre Drummond, the games that Joel Embiid doesn't play. There's so much fluidity with the Sixers team. And again, I don't even think it's a complete team. I think there's trades incoming. Those tickets were part of my son's Sixers camp Christmas, or is it from last year? That's cool. He did one of the Sixers camps. Are the Sixers camps fun? I'd love to get my nephew to go to one of those Sixers camps if they're good, because he's a big basketball guy. Anyway, guys, You're watching Trend in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. Please, again, I've asked again and again and again, like, subscribe, share, help me build this movement going forward. Help me build this channel. This channel only takes off with each and every one of you doing your job, or doing me that favor of, helping me here. It's not a job. I would like you to, but, whatever. The 3 people that voted no, you won't subscribe to the channel. Boo you, whatever. But it is what it is. I still haven't gotten a chance to post Eric's poll question from yesterday's show. Doug or Nick, who gets a job first? But I'll save that for another moment. Maybe after this week's set of games. Oh, geez, something going wrong. All of a sudden, there was all these comments. Vote no. Stop. What's in it for us? The more commentary, the more subscribers, the better I could do, the longer I could do. If I make some money on this show, then we can do longer shows, more shows, build this channel. And what's in it for you? My happiness. I give you 90 minutes of my life 5 days a week. Plus, come on, the least you could do is hit share button and subscribe button. It's the least you could do for me. It's all you could do for me. I'm not asking for much. Couple clicks. That's all I need. I think if I can get it to a certain point, I'm also going to do some giveaways live on YouTube. Maybe I'll buy some tickets to a game or buy some jerseys and give them away. Maybe. But can't do that on a budget of $0. So got to get the YouTube funding coming in. Kyrie Irving's father was a basketball player in Australia. He was born there. Honestly, call me naive. I had no clue about that. No clue. I remember Morey completely overplaying his hand to acquire Harden. No way am I pulling the trigger on that deal when Kings offered Halliburton, Hield, Barnes, and 2 lottery picks. Yeah, I mean, I would have taken that. Thing is, though, if we get Halliburton, we probably don't get Maxey. Whole thing changes with that. But yes, I would have loved Halliburton. Hield obviously didn't work out here. Barnes, I'd still take Barnes on this team. Yeah, it's all about the bottom dollar. AOL, it is. Kings deal was for Ben, Tobias Harris, and Tybal. We still have Drummond and Seth. That was probably a title that, oh man, think of it that way too. Think of it that way. We could have gotten off the Tobias Harris train a little earlier. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I'm so glad Tobias. You guys know me. You know I'm a Tobias Harris guy. I always supported him. He's a nice guy. But I'm so glad he's not on my basketball team anymore. And we take a step forward as a franchise just by having, not because he's replaced with Paul George, just by him not being on this team anymore and not having to deal with that distraction anymore. It makes me so happy and Tobias Harris, mark my words, bold prediction. Tobias Harris is going to be a borderline all-star for Detroit Pistons this year. Just telling you. He's going to put up so many hollow stats. He's going to be like the Phillip Rivers or the Justin Herberts of fantasy football. He's going to put up fantasy stats galore in a no-pressure situation in Detroit. He just is. I saw the box score, 22 points, 27 minutes in a preseason game. You're going to get a lot of that from Tobias Harris in Detroit, which means his stats are going to make it look like he's an all-star player. But he's not. And I just love to see that he's not here anymore. We had Maxey. We would have had Maxey and Halliburton. Okay. All right. I was 1 year off on that then. Tobias is going to earn another. Exactly. Tobias is going to earn another max contract. He is. Well, maybe not. He signed a 2-year deal or a 3-year deal. I think it was 2 years, like $55 million or something like that with Detroit. Somewhere, ballpark in that range there. But yeah, he's going to earn something. He's going to get what he's going to do is he's going to play so well, and a team's going to trade for him at the deadline, thinking he's their missing piece, kind of like we did with the Clippers, all those years back. And he's going to help them, and then good luck. He's not part of the Sixers anymore. That's all. And again, I've always been a Tobias Harris, the person fan. I always feel bad for him. Tobias wasn't a bad player. Tobias just could never live up to his contract. But I don't blame Tobias Harris for taking. The Sixers were dumb enough. We just got another no vote on the poll. We're up to 20. So that's 3. So there's 3 no's that I will not subscribe to your channel. What's wrong with you people? You're all trolling me here today. Tobias Harris was offered a contract that was way out of the realm of him being even remotely possible of living up to. But why wouldn't he accept that contract? If you're worth $100 million and somebody offers you $200 million, sure, I'm going to take it. If you're worth $10 an hour and someone offers you $10 million, of course you're going to take it. So it wasn't his fault. The Sixers are the reason why he failed here. Toby Buckets. Yeah, I don't know if anybody ever called him that, but he is going to be Toby Buckets in Detroit this year. Because who else is going to score on that team? There's always, every bad team has that one guy that leads the team in scoring. Tobias Harris is just going to happen to be that guy in Detroit. Not going to be his fault, but it is what it is. It just is. It is. All right, we're going to start the wrap-up process a few minutes early here, probably, guys. Somewhere a crumble cookie is Helen Tobias Harris over me. Yeah. Well, yeah. The stock of crumble cookie went sky high, and then it came crumbling down very, very quickly with the Tobias Harris situation right there. But, it is what it is. We're going to start the background. God. Subscribe button. You got to hit the share button. You really do. You really, truly do. I need it. Toby in Detroit equals Clarence. I love. Dude, don't ever compare Clarence Weatherspoon to Tobias Harris. I was a big spooner. All right, I loved Clarence Weatherspoon. The crowd chanting "spoon" every time he scored. Clarence Weatherspoon was an elite bad player on a bad Sixers team. I was thinking of teenage Phil. I was cheering on Clarence Weatherspoon all the time. Yeah, I know. I know what you did. I know what you did. I wish. Oh, you're upping it to 501 now. Gotcha. Can't wait to add the super chat back function to this channel once I get to 1,000 subscribers. Cannot wait for that opportunity. I watch other channels and all the super chats that get dropped on them. I'm ready for that to happen on this channel. But we got a long way to go, and that's why I need you guys to hit that like button and subscribe button. But more importantly, because most of you have subscribed, hit that share button and tell your friends. Tell one, tell all. Tomorrow on this show, we are going to break down Eagles-Giants a little bit more. We're going to give you keys to victory, what the Eagles need to do to win the football game. Obviously, we'll predict every NFL game as we do every single week. We'll go over the locks of the week. We'll do it all. We'll talk a little bit of Flyers and Mitchkoff Mania and see if they win tonight. Plus whatever else happens in the NFL, NBA, MLB, everywhere. We'll have it all on the table as we do every single Friday, Football Friday. Everything will be on the agenda. Did I cover everything on my list? Giants. Nick Sirianni presser was pretty pointless. T-shirt, Nick Sirianni's back wearing the Reed Blankenship T-shirt. Yeah. Covered the poll. It's still running. Barb was in the chat for the other show last night, the newest edition. Again, guys, check out Philly Press Box Radio with Jim and Bill Foreman. Jim Chesko, Bill Foreman, Wednesday nights at 7 right here on the STT Sports Network. You can check the replay out today on the channel. It was a great interview with Jack Fritz talking Phillies, Eagles. They talked Penn State football. They talked it all on their show last night, right here. Because the STT Sports Network is going up. And I'm on the lookout for more shows to add to the channel. I'm going to build a network here. I'm going to build a whole giant thing on this channel, Eric. It's not just going to be my pretty face on this channel. I'm going to build it all. They always say, if you build it, they will come. Well, I'm building it, and it's coming. All right, guys? So with that being said, we're going to start the wrap-up process here. Again, like, subscribe, share. We'll crank the music up a little bit. This really bad rock and roll music that StreamYard gives me. I got to look into something better than StreamYard here. There it goes. The music stopped for a second. Anyway, guys, with that being said, guys, I am Phil Smith. You can find me at Bearded Knowledge. Go Birds. Mitchkoff Mania. I have a sneaky twin. I do not. Go Birds. Let's go Flyers. Bubbles up to y'all.